Have you ever felt that in the midst of chaos and adversity, staying calm seems almost impossible? What if I told you there's an ancient philosophy that can teach you how to find serenity no matter what's happening around you? Today, we're diving into a practical and powerful approach to strengthening your emotional resilience. Stoicism was born over 2,000 years ago, but its teachings are more relevant today than ever. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. A lesson that could be the key to a more balanced and fulfilling life in these modern times. If you've ever felt stuck in situations you can't change or frustrated by things beyond your control, this video is for you. I'm going to share 3 simple Stoic principles that you can start applying right now to transform how you face daily challenges. So get ready, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you deal with the world around you. Imagine a philosophy that teaches you how to stay calm no matter what happens. A mindset that turns problems into opportunities for growth and for over 2,000 years has helped people overcome life's hardships with wisdom. Stoicism emerged in the 3rd century BC, founded by Zeno of Citium. After losing everything in a shipwreck, Zeno turned to philosophy. And out of this setback, one of the most practical and influential schools of thought in history was born. Its teachings spread across Athens, gaining followers like Seneca, Epictetus, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. At its core, Stoicism is a practical philosophy. Unlike other philosophical traditions that focus on complex theories, Stoicism is all about how to live well, even in difficult times. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what is beyond our reach. According to the Stoics, true happiness doesn't come from external circumstances, but from how we respond to them. Stoics divide the world into 2 categories: what's within our control and what isn't. We can control our actions, thoughts, and reactions, but we can't control external events, like the behavior of others, the weather, or traffic. Understanding this distinction helps us conserve energy for the things we can change, avoiding unnecessary frustration and anxiety. Another central idea in Stoicism is the pursuit of virtue. Stoics believe that virtue, which includes wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, was the only thing necessary for a happy life. Everything else, wealth, status, and even health, are indifferents. This doesn't mean we can't appreciate these things, but they shouldn't be the focus of our lives. One of the most fascinating principles of Stoicism is amor fati, or love of fate. It teaches us to accept and even love everything that happens, good or bad. For a Stoic, every experience, even adversity, is an opportunity to grow and learn. When we adopt this mindset, we become more resilient and less likely to complain about life. The Stoics also frequently reflected on the finiteness of life. The concept of memento mori, remembering death, is a way to stay focused on the present and remind us that our time is limited. This view motivates us to live fully, without wasting energy on things that don't really matter. In times of uncertainty and challenges, Stoicism teaches us to keep our focus, maintain serenity, and control our emotions. Let's explore 3 main Stoic principles that you can apply in your daily life to better handle adversity and build emotional resilience. First, the dichotomy of control. Focus on what you can control. One of the pillars of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. This principle teaches that the world is divided into 2 categories: what we can control and what we cannot. The key to a more peaceful life is focusing only on what's within our control: our actions, choices, and reactions. Everything else, like other people's actions, the weather, or external circumstances, is beyond our reach, and spending energy trying to change them only leads to frustration and suffering. For example, imagine you're about to give an important presentation at work. Stoicism teaches us to focus solely on what we can control: our preparation, the knowledge we've gathered, and the effort we put in. The outcome of the presentation, whether the boss likes it or how colleagues react, is out of our control. Accepting this helps us stay calm and confident. In practice, the dichotomy of control can be used to reduce stress in many situations. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is yes, do your best. If not, let it go and accept whatever happens. Second, amor fati, love your fate. Another powerful principle of Stoicism is amor fati, which literally means love of fate. To the Stoics, everything that happens in life, whether good or bad, should be accepted with gratitude and even love. This doesn't mean being passive in the face of adversity, but rather adopting an active acceptance, where we see every experience as an opportunity to learn and grow. Amor Fati invites us to stop resisting reality. Often, we become frustrated when things don't go exactly as planned. But for the Stoics, everything that happens is necessary for our development. If you lose a job, for example, instead of viewing it as a tragedy, take on the mindset that this event might be an opportunity to explore new paths, develop new skills, or even find a career that aligns more with your values. This principle transforms how we see suffering. Instead of lamenting what we can't change, we learn to embrace what life presents to us and find strength within adversity. Third, memento mori, remember you will die. The third Stoic principle is memento mori, which means remember that you will die. While it may seem like a grim concept at first glance, for the Stoics, remembering mortality isn't about fear, but about valuing life. By being conscious of our limited time, we become more focused on the present and start giving more weight to our actions and choices. We often waste time on trivial worries, missing out on the moments that really matter. Memento mori reminds us that life is short and unpredictable. By internalizing this, you can begin to concentrate on what truly makes a difference: your relationships, meaningful work, and personal growth. The Stoics believed that the constant reminder of death was essential to living virtuously. Marcus Aurelius, the famous philosopher-emperor, wrote in his Meditations that we should live each day as if it were our last, not in despair, but with a sense of urgency and purpose. Imagine you have an important task to complete, but you keep procrastinating. By remembering that your time is finite, you're motivated to act more efficiently, understanding that every minute counts. Memento mori isn't an invitation to fear, but a way to remember that time is precious and we should make the best of it. These three principles, the dichotomy of control, amor fati, and memento mori, are powerful tools to strengthen your emotional resilience. By focusing on what's within your control, accepting with gratitude what life brings, and remembering that our time is limited, you'll be able to face life's challenges with greater balance, serenity, and strength. Now that we understand these Stoic principles, you might be asking, how can I apply these teachings in my daily routine? Stoicism isn't just theoretical, it's a daily practice that can be applied to common situations. Here are some practical ways to incorporate Stoicism into your everyday life to help strengthen your emotional resilience and deal with challenges more effectively. Fourth, practice active acceptance. Whenever something doesn't go as expected, stop and ask yourself, can I control this situation? If the answer is yes, take the necessary actions. If not, practice acceptance. This is the first step to living more stoically and avoiding unnecessary suffering. For example, imagine you're hoping for a raise at work, but instead you receive criticism. What can you control? You can control how you respond to the criticism. You can use it to improve your performance. What can't you control? The company's decision or your manager's attitude? Instead of sinking into frustration, focus on how you can improve, accepting what you cannot change. The negative visualization technique. This technique might seem counterintuitive, but it's one of Stoicism's most powerful practices. Negative visualization involves imagining scenarios where things go wrong. This doesn't mean becoming pessimistic, but rather preparing mentally for possible adversities. By doing this, you become more resilient because you're emotionally prepared to handle obstacles. Let's say you have an important trip planned. By practicing negative visualization, you can imagine the flight being delayed, your luggage being lost, or bad weather. This doesn't mean expecting the worst, but rather by foreseeing these possibilities, you become more flexible in handling them without getting emotionally shaken if they happen. Additionally, by visualizing the loss or absence of something we value, we learn to appreciate what we have in the present. Think about your daily routine. Have you ever stopped to appreciate the little things? Negative visualization reminds us to be grateful for what we have now before we lose it. Daily reflection. The key to Stoic growth. A simple yet highly effective practice to apply Stoicism in your daily life is daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to think about your actions and reactions. Ask yourself, Did I react in the best possible way today? What could I have done more virtuously? This exercise isn't about self-criticism, but about observing yourself honestly and striving to improve. By practicing this daily self-evaluation, you start to recognize behavior patterns that might be hindering your emotional resilience. Over time, this practice becomes a powerful tool for developing self-control, patience, and of course, a stronger mind. For example, if you notice that you reacted impatiently to a colleague who interrupted you several times, reflecting on this at night allows you to think about how to handle the situation better next time. This small habit of daily review is essential for turning Stoic knowledge into practical action. Stoic meditation. Connecting with your thoughts. Stoic meditation is a time for introspection, where you can reflect on the teachings you've learned and how they apply to your life. Unlike traditional meditation, which focuses on clearing the mind, Stoic meditation involves active thinking about how you can improve. Meditating on your principles, decisions, and challenges strengthens your ability to face the day with more serenity. Stoicism offers us practical, timeless tools for building emotional resilience. By focusing on what we can control, accepting what life brings, and remembering that our time is limited, we can face challenges with greater serenity and balance. No matter what happens around us, the power to choose how we react is always in our hands. If you start applying these Stoic principles to your daily life, you'll see a significant change in how you deal with difficulties. And now, I want to hear from you. Which of these principles resonates the most with your life? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more content on personal development, spirituality, and practical philosophy. See you in the next video.